Welcome to the Nevis newscast for Monday, October 20th, 2025. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. The following is a notice from the Office of the Premier. Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley, will be away on official duties as the guest speaker at Trident's professional networking event in Miami. According to the notice, Premier Brantley departed the island on Monday, October 20th, and is expected to return on Thursday, October 23rd, 2025. During this period, the Honorable Eric Evelyn will act as Premier. Wednesday, October 15th, saw the Nevis launch of the Aspire Financial Education component with a Train the Trainer session for all public primary school teachers at the kindergarten and grade 1 levels. Aspire, which stands for Achieving Success Through Personal Investment, Resources, and Education, aims to build financial security and resilience among the nation's youth. The program introduces structured financial literacy modules into the primary and the secondary school curricula, empowering students with essential financial life skills. The education component of the initiative is led by Sybil Welsh, supported by Janisha Daniel of the Aspire Task Force, who serve as key champions for the successful rollout across St. Kitts and Nevis.
I work at the Inland Revenue Department as an Assistant Deputy Comptroller responsible for audits and investigations. But in this capacity, I am the NIA's representative for Aspire. Joining me this afternoon is my team lead, Ms. Sybil Welsh from the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, ECCB, and she is the coordinator for Aspire Education Program. Today we start an exciting journey where we are responsible for teaching our children how to save, how to plan, and how to make smart choices. Skills that will help them for a lifetime. Aspire is all about exploring and learning and having fun while building confidence and independence. We say a big thank you to you, our teachers, for being here and for joining this initiative. And a big thank you also to the Ministry of Education. We're going to get ready to inspire, to dream, and to aspire.
2 additional training sessions are scheduled to follow. One for Pilot School in Nevis, the Gingerland Secondary School, another dedicated to Charlestown Secondary School teachers of first and second forms, ensuring that financial literacy concepts are introduced at the earliest stages of learning. As implementation progresses, the Aspire Education team is preparing for Phase 3, during which financial literacy modules will be fully integrated into school timetables and classroom delivery will begin. The Aspire Financial Education component was launched on St. Kitts on October 7th. The Ministry of Human Resources informs that the Embassy of Switzerland in Santo Domingo has announced the program related to the Master of Advanced Studies in European and International Governance MEIG program offered by the University of Geneva. Nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis are eligible for the program. The Embassy wishes to advise that the next edition of the Master of Advanced Studies in European and International Governance program will run during the 2026-2027 academic year to begin in September 2026. There are 3 deadlines for application to the program. The first deadline is November 15th, 2025. The second deadline is December 20th, 2025. The third deadline is February 15th, 2026. Individuals applying for scholarships must submit the requisite documents to the Ministry of Human Resources before the second deadline on December 20th, 2025 for onward processing. Interested applicants must submit a completed application form, a completed scholarship application form, as well as a copy of his or her degree, transcripts, passport, job letter, curriculum vitae, and motivation letter. Further information for the program may be accessed via the link on your screen. Still to come,
that resilience is not a destination. It is an ongoing process.
We'll give you the details after this break.
Greetings, everyone. I am the Honorable Spencer Brand, Minister with responsibility for communications, public works, water services, physical planning and environment, disaster management, post and labor in the Nevis Island Administration. I am indeed delighted to offer congratulations to the Nevis International Financial Services industry. Government revenue generated from this industry has made significant contribution to the development of our island over the past 4 decades, and we expect that the revenue will continue to ensure that our island continue to develop. Infrastructure such as roads, electricity, and water have seen remarkable improvement over the last 4 decades. I wish to embrace the success of the Nevis International Financial Services industry, which has redounded to the success of the livelihoods of the people of Nevis. Happy 40th anniversary and congratulations.
Welcome back. Minister responsible for disaster management, the Honorable Spencer Brand, has reaffirmed the Nevis Island Administration's continued commitment to strengthening the national resilience framework. He made the commitment on October 13th at the Nevis Disaster Management Department's launch of its Disaster Community Communications Ambassadors Program.
We will continue to fund resilience through education, infrastructure, and public communication. We will continue to build partnerships with regional and international organizations. We will also continue to ensure that disaster management remains a pillar of national development.
The launch was held under the theme, Fund Resilience, Not Disasters.
This theme captures the very essence of what we are doing here today. It challenges governments, institutions, and communities to invest in resilience before crisis occurs, rather than only responding to them after. And that is precisely what the Nevis Disaster Management Department continues to do, which is to invest in people, in systems, and in communication structures that build long-term resilience for our island and, of course, our federation.
Each parish is now represented by a lead and vice lead ambassador, supported by an elected committee and members who serve as trusted voices within their communities, ensuring that timely, accurate, and compassionate information reaches every household before, during, and after a disaster.
Resilience is not a destination. It is an ongoing process. It demands constant communication, continuous learning, and collaboration at every level. That is why today's launch of the Disaster Communication Ambassador Program, the DCA, is so significant. This initiative represents a forward-thinking approach to disaster governance, one that empowers citizens to become first responders in information. Too often, misinformation spreads faster than official messages. The DCA program directly tackles this challenge. It builds a network of change communicators from schools, faith-based organizations, the creative sector, and community groups who will serve as trusted voices before, during, and after a disaster. That is what it means to fund resilience.
Director Brian Dyer also urged the partners of the Nevis Disaster Management Department to support the program.
I extend an open invitation to all partners to work with us as we expand this program across the Federation. Whether through sponsorship, technical support, or mentorship, your investment will help to sustain this movement. Let us continue to work together to ensure that no message goes unheard, no village remains uninformed, no life is lost because of communication failure.
The Disaster Community Communications Ambassadors Program is a network of change communicators from schools, faith-based organizations, the creative sector, and community groups. The Royal St. Christopher and the Nevis Police Force recently issued a press release regarding speed limits throughout the Federation. It says the established limits are 20 miles per hour within towns, villages, and other populated areas, and 40 miles per hour outside these areas as prescribed by law. These limits are set based on road design, pedestrian activity, and community safety, and are consistent with international standards for small island road networks. Data clearly indicate that excessive speed has been the leading factor in every fatal and serious road collision recorded in recent years. The ongoing speed enforcement initiative is therefore focused on identifying and deterring those motorists whose speeds are clearly excessive and pose a direct threat to public safety. The goal is to protect the drivers, passengers, pedestrians, and cyclists from the devastating consequences of reckless driving. The Royal St. Christopher and the Nevis Police Force urges all motorists to drive responsibly and recognize that every mile per hour over the limit increases risk. Enforcement devices will continue to be randomly deployed to ensure compliance. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing. I'm Donna Wilkinson Keynes.